folks. Clean empty buckets, gas cans, and Pop-Tarts. We're gearing up for a big old storm. Well, I'm gonna get some tractors warmed up here. If you don't quite know what's coming this weekend, today's the 24th. Then you must not live from Texas and east, because about half of the United States, it looks like, is about to get hit with this storm. Now for us, it's not looking like it's going to be a ton of snow. When I looked with my science class, it changed. Give me 1 second here. Come on, old girl. I don't know if the little box is actually turned on or not. Oh yeah. So I checked with my science class. We cover weather in her class, and so we've really been digging into this storm and what we should expect. And in one day, so I've got 3 classes. When the first class looked at the weather, we checked 4 different weather sites. We looked at the Weather Channel, we looked at NOAA, we looked at Weather Underground, and we looked at a local meteorologist. My Block 1 class, or my first class of the day, and each class is about an hour and 10 minutes long. The first class, it said 18 inches of snow. Second class, it said 16 inches of snow. Third class, it said 8 inches of snow. And after they went to lunch and came back, we checked it again, then it said 5 inches of snow and ice. So, and it kept changing all the way up till yesterday. I tried to look this morning. It's saying around, I think around 3, something like that. I saw another site saying 5. There's no telling. Stay running, baby. Stay running. Stay running. Stay running. There's really no telling what the weather's going to do. I don't trust any of them, honestly. We'll get this glove put on here. But whatever comes, I have prepared for like the last 3 days. I tend to be one of those that overthinks situations, and I don't know. I think we're ready for whatever. If the power goes out, because at my house, when the power goes out, it's out for a while. After Hurricane Helene, like my mom, she lives in town. When she lost power for just a couple of hours. My buddy Jess, when he lost power for like 15, 20 minutes. I lost power for 2 weeks. So we had another ice storm last year about the time Lucy was born, around Valentine's Day. We didn't have power for, a lot of the people around us, everybody had power, but we had lost power and we didn't get it back for, it's like 6 days or something. Whenever we left to go to the hospital to have Lucy, we didn't have power when we left. The little girl that came and stayed with our dogs, she had to stay there the whole time with no power. So I'm worried about that, but we've got gas ready for the generator. We've got food that we can cook on a cooktop. We've got food that we can eat out of the cabinet. We should be good. The thing I really worry about is up here. So I'm 30 minutes away from the cows, and do I need a coat? I think I need a coat. I'm 30 minutes away from the farm when I'm at home, and it looks like they're calling for about I saw one thing that said an inch of ice. That's a lot of ice. And so I took my side-by-side home, so if I needed to drive it to the farm, I could. And at the time when they were calling 18 inches of snow, that would have been perfectly fine. I would have been perfectly fine driving in 18 inches of snow with that up here. But an inch of ice, you can't drive anything. I mean, I guess you could if you had, spikes in your tires or whatever you call those, ice cleats. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't have it. So that's not going to help very much. I don't really know what the game plan is. I do. That's not true. I do know the game plan. The game plan is right now, I'm getting probably going to get about 7 rolls of hay out and put them out up here. I'm not going to be rolling them out like usual because, I don't want to have it. Once it snows on it, it's, from what I saw, it's going to turn and it's going to snow about 3 or 4 inches, then do freezing rain on top of it, and that's going to turn that snow into just a slushy mess, and then the temp is just supposed to plummet. The high for most of the days next week is around 20. Some days it's 12, but the low is like 5, 1, 10, 11, 8. I mean, it's super low. My fear is if I get that slushy mess frozen into a block on top of these drinkers out here, they're not going to have water. And I could turn them in back here behind the barns because I've got concrete drinkers back there that won't freeze up. That water's moving constantly. But the fence is kind of crappy back here. I'm afraid they might try to wander out, and I'm not going to be able to get here to get them back in if they do. So I don't really know what the call is there. But it's starting to flurry. I'm going to get I get 6 rolls out for now. I got to get them out of the barn with this smaller tractor because it'll fit through the doorway, and the cab tractor won't. I can carry 2 bales now with the cab tractor since I put that hay unroller on the back. So it won't take too many trips to get this stuff put out. A buddy of mine's got a bunch of steers and stockers that he keeps, and he is out this morning putting out 50 rolls. So here we go. I better get started. Excuse me, girls. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am paranoid that one of these girls is going to decide that she needs to calve during all this mess. For some reason, they picked the worst weather possible. And this would be the weekend for it. There you go, sweet pea. There you go. So I've got a little bit of PTSD after that Hurricane Helene that hit us coming on 2 years ago. And with that storm, yes, we didn't have power. Like I was saying earlier, we didn't have power for about 2 weeks. But cell phones went down. And, that's I can't think of another time in my life where that's happened. I know it's not happened in a time since I've been an adult and, you know, been aware of what's going on, you know. But that was scary. It added another layer of scary on top of it. Um, but now that we've got this risk of our power going out from this ice storm coming, this PTSD is in me thinking that our phones are going to go out again too. And so I've got radios charging at the house, and which from right here, I can talk to Josh at his house. Um, I've got a video that I recorded just the other night on a radio that I've got in the truck, a newer radio, and I talked about a repeater that is in Mountain City, Tennessee. It's not too awful far from here. And if you hear anything in the background on the radio, that's what that is. Sometimes Morse code will come up on it. So you can hear people on it right there. Well, actually, you're on this microphone. You may not hear it. But I'm able to reach that repeater from West Jefferson. And I'm able to talk to Josh from, I don't even know how many miles it is. It's quite a bit. I did some measurements I did measure it from downtown West Jefferson where I was talking on that repeater. It was 26.6 miles away to the repeater. So the way those repeaters work is you can I was talking from West Jefferson to Mountain City, and then that repeater, it takes in the signal and then sends it back out. So Josh is close enough to that repeater till he can get the signal back from it. He's close enough to get the signal back from it, so I'm able to talk to him from town now. But now, if the power goes out, I don't know if that will work or not. I know a lot of those repeaters run off solar power. I don't know if that one does or not. So I guess we'll find out this weekend. Okay. Whoop. Got one more to go. Once we get these dropped off here. And then we got to get some more buckets of water and get one, let's see. Got to take one to my mom's house, two to my mom's house, and one back to my house. I've got to stop at the gas station, stop at mom's, drop off a cooler. I tell you, preparing for a storm, I hope nothing bad happens. I hope it misses us completely. But I do find a strange, what's the word? Joy, maybe, out of preparing for things like this. I like being prepared for stuff, which, me, there's been multiple times that I've been out here feeding, and I have forgotten to bring a pocket knife to cut the string on the hay bale, and I've had to record myself doing that. But getting things prepared for making sure your family is safe in a situation like what's coming. I kind of like doing it. Uh, got all my flashlights laid out at home, charging. Got a few radios laid out charging. Generators ready. Now watch. There'll be no ice, and we'll end up getting like 10 inches of snow. I hope that's what happens. I tell you, I was talking about a little while ago about my classes checking the weather. The day before the story I told you where it changed every single day, the day before that it was saying like 22 inches. And my kids were so pumped up because this was going to be the biggest snow that they could remember. We had one back in 2018 where we had 22 inches. But these kids were 3 then, and they don't really remember it. This one they would have remembered, and they were excited. And I was excited for them because I wouldn't have been at school either. But that when it started to change, you could just see all of their like hopes and dreams for the next week just being shot. It was sad for all of us, actually. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here. I'm going to put out one more bale of hay and gather a few more supplies and head back to the house and hunker down. But here is to hoping that all of you all that are in the path of this big storm, I hope all of you are safe and you stay warm. Don't do anything stupid because that's a lot of ice that they're calling for. You can get in bad shape with some of those levels of ice. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I'll be back on here next week in 5-degree weather, trying to make it back up here to check on cows. Here's to hoping nobody decides to give birth through this mess. Whew! We'll see you on the next one, folks. Appreciate you.